This morning on DC News Now, we're talking about this system that will continue to push its way into the region, bringing with it precipitation. And not only that, we're looking at a cold rain for much of the area for your Friday, but a few locations could see that wintry mix and some freezing rain. LA's details on who could see that coming up.
And 2 teens shot, 1 killed. What Prince George's County police are saying in the early hours of the investigation.
Look, you're either for DC, sovereignty, you're for DC statehood, or you're not.
People in the district frustrated as President Biden weighs in on the criminal code. Why the president opposes the measure.
And Virginia Superintendent of Public Instruction stepping down, the response from Governor Youngkin after losing the state's chief school officer.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, good Friday morning to you. Your time right now is 6 on this early Friday morning. I'm Shanika Grimshaw in for tonight, right?
And I'm Corey James. Yeah, it is Friday, and thanks so much for joining us on this Friday morning. Just a quick heads up, just into our newsroom, students in Allegheny County will not be attending school at school today. It's actually going to be a virtual day because of the weather. We're told that elementary school students can log on at 8:30 for their virtual learning, middle school students at 8 o'clock, and high school students at 8 o'clock. So we'll have more on that coming up on DC News Now this morning. But first, let's turn things over to meteorologist Jackie Laird. That's a DMV first warn day we're seeing today. Jackie, it is going to be cold and freezing rain in parts of the DMV.
Yeah, and freezing rain is possible in Allegheny County, which is why those schools made sure that they're turning virtual, just to make sure that everyone remains safe out there. But we're not seeing any precipitation just yet. The leading edge of that precipitation is moving into parts of West Virginia and now into southernmost parts of Virginia at this point. We'll continue to monitor as these rain showers push through. But like we mentioned, we could be dealing with freezing rain as well as some wintry mix because the colder air is certainly going to be making its presence known. We're already starting to see those temperatures starting to drop a little bit. We're upper 30s in Hagerstown, Martinsburg, Cumberland, Kaiser, as well as Woodstock. Otherwise 40s for the rest of the region. Even Frederick has dropped down to the upper 30s. So in our western zones, we're talking about some winter weather alerts. An ice storm warning for Garrett County. That goes until 11 p.m. this evening. Also right along those higher elevations along the Blue Ridge in Virginia. That goes until 7 p.m. Winter weather advisories. That's for Shenandoah, even for parts of West Virginia, and even out towards Allegheny County. And that goes until 6 p.m. this evening. This is where we could see the possibility of some slick travel associated with some icy conditions. So I'll have more details on this and timing coming up. But Tosin is here with the all-important traffic update. How are those roadways out there this morning?
6 o'clock, we're off to a great start. Starting off in Maryland, this is a hot spot, 95-495 close to Route 1. As you can see, traffic is starting to pick up over there. We're going to hop on over to 270 by the map. As you can see, all clear, nothing to complain about. A wider look across the DMV. Whether you're driving, it's all green.
All right, Tosin, thank you. Your time right now is 6:02. And your Know and Go headlines this morning. A teen is dead, another in the hospital after being shot in Prince George's County. Now, it happened on Parkstone Drive in Upper Marlboro. Our Ben Dennis is going to be live in just a moment with the latest details.
Plus, President Biden tweeting that he supports a Republican-led effort to block a revision to DC's criminal code. The statement goes against the DC Council. They support updating the code, which is more than a century old. More details coming up.
And a South Carolina jury finds Alec Murdaugh guilty of killing his wife and son after a short deliberation. This ends an investigation that has taken more than 2 years to complete. Prosecutors argued Murdaugh killed his wife and his son to distract from his own financial crimes. He faces 30 years to life in prison. Time right now is 6:03. Developing this morning, 2 teenagers shot, 1 killed in Prince George's County. That deadly gun violence unraveling near Joint Base Andrews in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. That's where we find our DC News Now's Ben Dennis this morning. He's live from the police headquarters. And Ben, the shooting, it happened less than a mile from the police department.
Yeah, short distance away from here in Upper Marlboro, Corey. Good morning. We're told it was 2 teenage boys who were shot, multiple bullets in this scenario late last night, just before 9 o'clock near the Parkstone residential complex off of Parkstone and Central Park Drives. Prince George's County police say that the teen killed died on scene. They have not been identified at this hour. The second victim listed in stable condition at the hospital, but how badly they were hurt, that's unknown at this hour. For some context, the latest county crime data out Tuesday this week says 4 people were murdered since mid-February. At least 15 killed so far this year, the same number seen this time in 2022. And on this double shooting, here's how police described their investigation around a possible car of interest and searching through nearby bushes.
You can see there's a vehicle on scene. When our officers arrived, both of the victims were found outside. Combing the area for any evidence, any items of value to lead to information to solve what occurred tonight. So anyone who may have information, or in order for us to best keep our community safe, we ask for that partnership and to come forward with any information you may have.
And local authorities last night told us that they were working on a motive into the shooting as well as a suspect description. Nobody is in custody that we've known at this hour. Of course, we will keeping you updated rather on air and online as this story develops in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. In Prince George's County, Ben Dennis, DC News Now.
Ben, thank you. An update on the deadly stabbing inside the Petworth Neighborhood Library last night.
Now, the library responding to the incident on social media, saying they will be closed until Monday. Officers say the victim was inside of the library. The attacker walked up to the victim and stabbed him in the neck. He died at the scene, and police say witnesses jumped in to help stop the attack.
After watching the video, they intervened. They stopped this individual from continuing his attack. They disarmed him. They held him until the police arrived. Police arrived within moments, took this person into custody, and he's going to be charged tonight.
Officers do believe this was a targeted attack. They say the attacker and the victim knew each other. They also believe they were homeless.
If the people of Washington, D.C. have elected a council that wants to pass through this revised criminal code, whether you agree or disagree with it, you know, a Democratic president who says he supports D.C. statehood should, you know, veto this law.
And this morning, controversy brewing over this tweet by President Biden over revising the D.C. criminal code. Now, Biden saying he sides with the Republican-led effort to block it. This goes against the D.C. Council, which supports revising the more than 100-year-old code. Now, the announcement has caused frustration for some people living in the district. Many believe a president who supports D.C. statehood should also support the local government making its own decisions. Those in favor of it say D.C. should create laws allowing the city to function.
We have no laws on the books for a lot of things that people expect you to have statutes for. There's nothing that defines what manslaughter is. There's nothing that defines what assault is.
Lowering penalties for carjacking, that's not going to, he doesn't believe that's going to keep our community safe. So if the bill comes, he's going to take action.
And D.C. statehood is something the president has long voiced his support for. Now, the House of Representatives voted to override the bill 3 weeks ago. The Senate could do the same thing next week, and if that happens, President Biden will sign it.
13-year-old Karan Blake was shot by a D.C. city employee in early January. Now, Jason Lewis has pleaded not guilty to the 6 counts he's facing, including second-degree murder. The former D.C. employee says he thought the teen was breaking into cars. Surveillance footage shows Lewis firing multiple shots. His next court appearance is scheduled for March 9th. Virginia's Superintendent of Public Instruction, Julian Barlow, is taking a step down, but in her letter to Governor Glenn Youngkin, no reason was given. A day after the news was made public, Youngkin did not say if he asked her to resign. Now, Barlow's time was filled with controversy, and education policies sparked plenty of criticism from Northern Virginia. And many were critical of the rewrite of the state's history standards, but Youngkin kept his focus on what's to come.
We have got to build back to high expectations. We can lift the ceiling and the floor at the same time. And so we're moving forward to find the next state superintendent. We have initiated over the course of the last year our bold measures in order to address learning loss, to raise expectations, to empower parents.
And those parents' rights has been at the center of Virginia politics. And as Youngkin continues to push for policies that fill that mantra, he says there's no timetable to permanently fill the soon vacant post.
Time right now is 6:08 in the district. There's a new push for school resource officers, or SROs, to stay on campus. 4 D.C. council members introduced a new resolution. Now, the Safe Schools and Students Amendment Act of 2023 would overturn a previous measure to remove SROs. Richard Jackson, who represents principals, assistant principals, and administrative staff, says it is a bad idea to get rid of SROs.
For that small percentage of students who behaviors are challenging, the school resource officer is a deterrent. Now, what we want to couple that with is our school leaders and the people that I represent are keenly trained to be able to support students who need that level of support, but we are not trained in doing police actions. And if school resource officers aren't there, that responsibility falls to our members.
And we reached out to the ACLU of Washington, D.C. They tell us they are urging D.C. council members to continue removing officers from all public and charter schools. The organization says Black and Latinx students, as well as students with disabilities, are referred to law enforcement at a far greater rate when police officers are present in schools. The ACLU of Washington, D.C. also believes police in schools often induce fear and anxiety, alienating students, discouraging trust between peers, and leading to adversarial relationships with school officials. And Mayor Muriel Bowser has previously said she is in favor of keeping school resource officers. The resolution will now go to a special D.C. Council committee.
And after leading the Terps football program to an 8-5 record and a Duke's Mayo Bowl victory, head coach Mike Locksley has garnered more recognition among college football coaches. Locksley was named as the first ever winner of the Ted Ginn Senior Coach of the Year award by the National Alliance of African American Athletes. The executive director of the alliance said, quote, "Not only has Coach Locksley restored Maryland's football tradition in a short period of time, he has done it with class while also maintaining high standards in the classroom and community."